Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raven Rolls. I am Paul, the DM for today, and we are playing session 3 of Shadows over Soothaven using the Shadows over Drift Chapel Adventure Kit by Absolute Tabletop. And with me, we have our players returning. We'll start Jose.
Hey everybody, my name is Jose, and today I'm playing Joseph the Thief.
Thank you, Jose, and John.
Hi, my name's John. I'm trying to start up the channel Crazy Cobalt, and I am going to be playing Larik Moonguard, a very confused human that is finding out he can do all sorts of weird stuff. He is actually a moon druid, but he has no clue of what he's really doing.
Thank you, John. Cameron.
I'm Cameron. I'm going to be playing Alistair Powell, a disgraced academic who also happens to be a warlock.
Thank you, Cameron. And Daniel, you're up.
Hey guys, I'm Dan, and I'll be playing Fleric, ex-Dawnhammer, whose build is a fighter. He is human.
All right. And Daniel, would you like to recap last session for everyone?
I certainly would, Paul. So we return to the dreary isles of the Egfeld, where our intrepid adventurers are making our way through the hinterlands in search of the secrets that may lie within, to investigate the recent attacks by corrupted werewolves, and we have come to a set of ruins. Well, out on the outside of ruins, where we were beset by some dogs made of shadow, and we believe they are have something to do with the Gloam, which is this corruption that plagues this world. And so that's where we are. Our two roads that are in front of us are to return back to town and regroup and rest, or press on and see what lies ahead of us to our own peril. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. So you just finished fighting them off, and you are still injured. So where will you guys? What will you guys do now?
Do I know of any places that I have used in the past as a scavenger hunter's sort of rest stop nearby? I know I'm a bit further out than I normally am, but
Nothing. Well, you know what? Give me a survival check.
okay. As soon as I get my dice. Hold on a sec. And that I'm thinking about it, I'm also going to be using guidance.
Okay. Now, since it's session 3, 3 of you have done recaps, I believe. You all have 1 inspiration plus 1 for any recaps you did.
Sweet.
So I think, John, you've done a recap. Daniel and who did the other? Oh no, I guess there's only 2 recaps: session 2 and session 3.
Okay. Well, I'm a fairly good scout, so that means that I have an 18 on my survival check.
Okay. Now you usually aren't this far away, but you're always on the lookout for safe areas because you've been out here before, and though this is probably the most dangerous location you've been here, you think you saw one further back, maybe 20, 30 minutes back.
with that, Lark hasn't even been wanting to talk much because this is definitely one of the weirdest hunting encounters he's ever had. So he kind of softly says, "Hey, maybe we should head back. I noticed a place about 20 minutes back that probably would be safe enough for us, or at least defensible."
That seems wise. As I'm scanning the area for more shadow dogs.
Right now, you don't see any. But that doesn't mean.
And Joseph, I would take him aside and sort of patch it back together with bandages. You're going to take 2 plus your con modifier plus 3 for your level in healing.
Who
Who's
are
getting?
healing? Joseph, is it?
Yeah. I have the healer's feat.
Okay, so you take a few minutes just before you move out to bandage some of his wounds.
And if I think he's going to scream out because it is definitely not a friendly cuts he's got, I'll grab his mouth with my other hand as I'm working, basically telling him to keep quiet. We don't know what else is around here.
Yeah, I think with that, he would be like, fine.
All right, how much do you heal?
I healed him. If we are level 3, right?
Yes. Yes, I think
I
so.
heal you for 5 plus your con mod.
Cool, thank you.
All right, so you guys, you bandage up Joseph quickly, and you start making your way. Are you going quickly, or are you going to go quietly to this area?
I know that Lark is leading them back, and Lark would be going quietly.
Okay. I guess let's do this as a skill challenge. We'll start off with Cameron. What do you do to help the party get there quickly and quietly, we'll say?
Well, the woods and wandering about in them is not exactly my forte, so I'm just going to try and keep a tight grip on any of my things and watch where I'm stepping to try and follow everybody as quickly as possible.
You say be generous, maybe investigation to make sure nothing's loose or potentially could fall out of your packs.
16.
Okay, so you make sure everything on everyone's backpack is all secure and everything, so nothing's loose, which might make any noise. Daniel, what does Fleric do to help the party along?
Yes, Fleric will try to find the best path, and he'll try to use his ability to spent many years in the woods. He's an outlander, so he will use his ability to avoid dense underbrush, and I'm hoping to use the skill survival to do that.
Okay, go ahead.
That's 17.
Okay, you know where you're going, and but you find ways around the most optimal path around any natural obstacles and stuff. John, what is Lyric doing?
Well, Lyric is the stalking hunter type. So he is going to use his stealth to try to help his party stay as quiet as possible.
Okay.
And that is a 23.
Okay, so you're moving up ahead and you're finding the best location, maybe a little more dense foliage or that's a little that anyone watching you might not be able to find you. Uh, Jose, what is Joseph doing to help the party?
He's gonna use his eye. I'm gonna use my perception to get a good look. Make sure that we don't get ambush.
Okay.
I got 16.
Okay. Well, everyone's moving around. You're keeping an eye out, looking for any hidden dangers and stuff. 10 minutes have passed, and you guys are making your way there as quickly as you can without making any noise. Uh, we'll do this one more time. Cameron, what does Alistair do to help with the party? So we're going to pick a different skill or a different task, basically.
I mean, I suppose at this point he's just going to try and keep himself as quiet as possible.
Which skill that hasn't been used by anyone, basically?
Okay. Which ones have been used? Investigation, survival,
Stealth, and perception. Well, come up with something that you want to do, and we'll see how we can work it in.
Well, I mean, in this environment, that's basically all Alistair is going to even know to try to do, is just prevent himself from making any noise.
Well, what is Alistair good at? What other skills, like maybe you could just something else that you think you can work in to help out? Because
An investigation, arcana, deception.
a couple
Persuasion. Like I just don't see how any of those help.
Deception.
Well-
You're trying to figure out where a good ambush point is and pick for them.
or you're trying to cover any fear you might have, so you don't bring down the rest of the party with the deception. Arcana to see if anything magical. Make sure you're not being tracked by magical means. Something along those lines. I know.
Yeah, I suppose I'll give that a shot. I got a 5, natural 1.
Okay, you're trying to see if you can sense these creatures and where they are, or anything else supernatural, and you're not used to, like, you're trying to reach out with your magic and try to find them, but for some reason it's either there aren't any there or you are having trouble finding them. All right, Daniel, what else does Fleric do to help?
Yeah, if there is rough terrain, like terrain that we'd have to climb, maybe like escarpments or terrain such as that, stuff that would give us a lot of cover, but like physical, like hard cover, not like just obscuring cover, like just underbrush. I feel that would be the best way to like hide our escape. So he would use athletics to best assist in that, maybe going first and then helping people down or up.
Okay, go ahead.
This is a 9.
Well, you know you're going up to this raised part that you were there a few hours ago. You're trying to climb up to save some time, but realize it's a combination of being too steep and the soil is loose stones. So as you climb up, you just end up sliding down. So you're not able to climb up as efficiently and help anyone else up. John, what will you do to help out?
Okay. Well, I think by now that everyone's on edge, now the dog is starting to get on edge. I want to use my animal handling to combination avoid wild animals and to calm down the dog.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's a 22. Unfortunately, I'm getting all my really high rolls right now. So, of course, I won't get them in combat.
So, looking around, uh, you notice that there aren't any animals around. You do see uh, maybe some birds further away, but nothing close by. Um, Either you're really good at avoiding them, or there don't seem to be any in this area. With the dog, you manage to keep the dog calm. It's taken a liking to you, and it splits its time between you and Fleric. It keeps an eye on both of you. And what is Jose doing? What is Joseph doing?
Talk about skill wise.
Yeah. What's you?
I'll
What will you?
he'll be using investigation just to see if he can find it.
Investigation was already used.
Oh, alright. Let's see. I guess has anybody used acrobatics?
No.
How will you use acrobatics to help the party?
I don't know. Maybe get on top of a tree and get a better view.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check.
Ooh, that was horrible. I get a 9.
So you start trying to climb a tree. You figure maybe you can get a better vantage point, see if anything is following you. And as you're climbing up, one of the branches give out under your weight and snaps, and you come crashing down to the ground, and you take 2 points of damage as you fall on some rocks.
Oh, definitely not doing that again.
But you did manage to get a brief look as you were climbing up, uh, and you noticed that there was some movement in the trees behind you and off to the side. And I gave you guys 8 rolls. As long as you didn't get 3 failures, roll for initiative again.
You suck.
Well, you're the one who got the last failure. Okay, we got a three-way tie. What are your mods? Your dex mods? Well, not you, Daniel. You're going last.
That's kind of funny.
That didn't help.
I think whoever wants to go first should go first.
Well,
I don't think that Lark should be the first because honestly, unless I'm getting a shot off with the bow before combat, he would probably be more towards the back to be able to heal or not take the brunt of it.
that's how I wrote it out anyway. I had a feeling that Jose was going to go first anyway.
I think Floric should go first because I mean I did just fall off a tree, so
That works.
Oh, I'm going to change it up. Fine.
I'm a 13 though, guys. You guys are all 15s.
oh my bad, Alistar.
Sorry, just one moment here. Actually, can you three just can you give me rolls, just the three of you? D20 roll. Everyone but Daniel. And one from John. So Joseph, as you're falling down, yeah, you see some movement in the trees. And now pops this. It's a lot larger than the hounds. And let me see if I can find a picture. I don't think I can. And no. Wait, maybe. Oh, sure, we'll go with this picture here. It's not the best, but so I'm just going to download the image. Can you guys see that? No. Hold on. Let me. 1 second. Oh, here we go. Something rises up from behind, climbs up onto this rock. It's this huge creature with like a shaggy. You think it has shaggy fur, but it's just dripping with this blackness. This inky blackness that you've come to realize that is the Gloam, and this huge claws and a huge beak of some kind in the middle of its face, and it's just dripping this black goo, and it does strange growl, but it's just distorted heavily by the Gloam. And it comes. Actually, you realize that there are two of them, and they come at you.
Oh god. How close are they to me?
So, well, you guys are pretty close, all of you. Let me see. It's going to come after Lyric first. And natural 20. Okay, let's see. Oh, sorry, that's 19 points of damage.
Kind
As
of
it just
kills already?
so that's a crit. You know, it comes slashing down. John, are you still standing? John?
Would you believe you beat me by 1?
Ha ha ha. As it comes down, it slashes right through you, just gouging, like slashing your chest right open as you fall down to the ground. The second one comes in. So, Cameron, sorry, comes at you, and it swings, and you manage to dodge under it, and you can feel just the breeze as it just misses your face. Joseph, this is a surprise round, but you're not surprised. So, what are you doing? You're lying prone on the ground.
Well, I definitely want to get out.
Okay, that's half your movement.
And how far is the one that just got struck down?
Oh, they're all say within 5-10 feet from you.
I mean, Lyric, how far is he away from me?
Let's say yeah, it's about that. You guys are all about 5-10 feet away from each other. So,
So I can grab him and drag him?
oh yeah, basically, if you want to be in melee, you're in melee. If you want to be just outside of melee, then you can be. But yeah, you managed to grab. He's right next to you. You grab him, and you want to pull him away 15 feet.
Yeah, I'll put him like behind a tree, like cover.
Okay, I will give you an action if you want as well. If you want to attack or do
Yeah,
something else,
I'll
try
take
to
a shot at one
stabilize.
of them.
Okay.
Ugh, that was a 7.
So yeah, you swing at one, and so using sword.
No, I was trying to shoot one.
Oh, your bow. Okay. Yeah, you fire, and it goes right, flies right past it.
And that would
Okay.
be it for me.
So yeah, they surprised you. So it comes at that one that you just fired at comes at you, and slashes at you for 7 points of damage.
I don't like you.
Why? How much did you have again?
No, I'm good at the moment.
Okay, but you're still standing. The second one, oh shoot, comes at you, but swings and misses you. It's and again, it was like trying to reach around its the first one, and it missed you. So what do you do now? Wait, sorry, Lyric. Can you give me death saving throw?
Why couldn't it have been one more? That's a 19.
Okay, so you, you have one success. Joseph, there are two of them right in front of you. What do you do?
I don't know. Try not to shut myself.
Remember, you also have bonus actions that you can do as a rogue. And I think you did you take thief or something else?
Yeah, I took thief.
I can't remember what they could do as bonus actions, but I know you can do things like disengage. So you could you can attack and then disengage.
But I already attacked. I think it's somebody else's turn.
Well, it was no, it is your turn again. What happened is it was a surprise round. They went, then you went, then they went again. Lyric went, your turn, and then the rest of them. So it's still your turn again. That's what the
Gotcha.
surprise. That's what the
Yeah.
surprise round is for.
Well, I would definitely attack and then disengage and run. Let's see.
Okay, you're gonna have to drop your bow if you want to pull out your sword, or you could just disengage and then fire your bow.
Well, I'll use my rapier.
So you drop the bow, pull out your rapier, and attack.
Yeah. And I got a 19.
19 does hit.
7 damage.
Oh yeah, you heard it really bad, but it is still standing.
But yeah, I'll disengage and get away from it, get behind another tree.
Okay. And Alistair, what are you doing?
Alistair sees these creatures attacking and is going to try to help. So he starts twisting his fingers and arcane gestures and lets loose with a blast of force magic, Eldritch Blast.
Go ahead.
Let's see, 10 to hit is. So I got a 22 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
And 10 damage.
Are you attacking the fresh one or the injured one?
The injured one.
All right. Tell me how you want to take him out. Describe it to me.
Well, this purplish beam of crackling energy leaps out of Alistair's hands and smashes the creature right in its beak. And everybody hears this crunch noise as that force cracks the beak, and the creature just flies backward to the ground.
The inky blackness that was covering it just starts dissolving, and you see this strange creature. I described they were probably about 7 feet tall if when they were standing up, but they came at you running on all fours and slashing at you with their with their uh, with their claws. And now, as I said, as it's starts dissolving off of this creature, you can see it's a mostly furry creature with matted fur right now. You can't get a good look at it. It's just hunched over. And Fleric.
All right. Well, I'm assuming these things aren't like in our midst, right? Like they're not. Some of them are at range, or what? How close am I to this thing?
One of them is, yeah. You could be, as I said, you could be 5 feet away, or 10 feet away if you want. Like if you want to be in melee range, you are.
Okay, then that's fine. I draw my sword. Well, I had my rifle out, so I just ditched the sword, or I ditched the rifle for the sword, and I'll bring it on this thing. And do I use inspiration? Do I use it prior to the attack, or?
I play a little loose with that. If you want to get advantage, like someone who's doing a sneak attack, then yes, you need it right away, or to cancel a disadvantage. But I will allow that if after your roll, as long as it wasn't at disadvantage or advantage previously, then you could use it to roll again.
Okay. All right, sounds good. That's fine. Well, it doesn't really matter for this attack because I'm going to try to feign it first, and spend one of my last superiority die to give myself advantage. I think I'm going to need a 23s in the first one. Does a 23 hit it?
Yes,
I'm
it does.
assuming it does. All right. So the sword comes down for, I think that's 7. Yeah, he'll take 15 points of damage, slashing damage.
Okay, tell me how you want to do it.
Oh, I kill it. Oh, okay, yeah. The first attack just clips him right in the leg, in which he hunches over, and then I drive it up right through its skull. As my sword kind of like comes out the other end, and then I quickly drag it down as he collapses. That's it.
Oh, John rolled a natural one and saving that saving throw and left and is dead. No. Okay, so yeah, you take out what looks like to be the last one. What are you guys doing now? You have Druid who's unconscious and slowly bleeding out. And you got 2 bodies, these huge beasts.
Is there any way to try to stable him?
You could roll a healing
Okay.
check.
Yeah.
You do know that he has a healer's kit on him that he's used on you before.
I search for that and immediately try to stabilize him.
And that's an automatic. Well, you can roll a healing check, and as long as you get over 10, he's stabilized. Or you can use one of the uses of his healer's kit.
Yeah, we do that.
Okay. We'll let him know that one of his uses has gone off of that.
Okay. I sheathe my sword, retrieve my gun, and say, "Let's get out of here."
Okay, so he's still unconscious, and he will.
And I heave him up to my shoulder. I have a 16. I don't think he weighs. How much do you weigh, Larry?
Oh, he was gone. Now he's back.
Yeah, it dropped for a minute.
So Fleric and Joseph went rummaging through your backpack, and they pull out your healer's kit and use one of the uses to stabilize you. I believe that's
Okay.
how. Now you're still unconscious. Is there anything in your pack that they might come across that would be interesting, or something that you didn't want them to see? I don't.
Not really. The only thing they might have gotten noticed is I'm wearing a necklace that looks to be moonstone.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't
as
care
you
about
guys-
that.
Well, as you apply some of the bandages to stop them from bleeding, you notice this.
And also there is an alarming, almost huge amount of herbal components in that healer's kit. Some of which has nothing to do with medicine.
Not that well, unless they roll a nature check or something. I don't see any of them having a clue. So Alistair could roll an Arcana check if you didn't want to roll a nature to identify any of those components.
Well, I was hoping that while they're messing about with that, with digging out the healer's kit and whatnot, that I could go over and check out the bodies of these creatures.
I figured you were distracted.
Yeah.
Give me a nature check, or if you can convince me, maybe an Arcana check at disadvantage.
I mean, I'll just give the nature check a shot. 21.
These creatures, you can see their fur. It's odd the way the fur sits on them. Almost most of the body, it's standard fur like you might find on a large mammal. The one around the face is clumped in little groupings, and then you notice, even though it's just drenched wet from being covered in the gloam, but you notice that there's some feathers coming from the wrists, and instead of a standard mammalian tail, it looks almost like they're feathers coming out from behind it, and with the beak, does look avian, a little jagged in there, but it is distinctively avian. You know what it is. Do you, Cameron, know what it is? Alistair knows.
Yeah, an owl bear.
Yeah, you've they're really rare since like in a while. Most people haven't seen them, and they were probably um, unless there's more hiding out. These might be the only two on the island, and just because I'm going to be a bastard, one was male, one was female. One was you could identify one was a little smaller than the other, and I guess or whatever. So yeah, you've
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah, they attack first.
well, they were covered in the gloam. You didn't have a choice. Okay, so you managed to drag Lyric's body, unconscious body, and Joseph is just bleeding profusely. He's just barely hanging on right now. And you find that safe spot that he mentioned. You guys got close enough that you could figure out where it is. Oh, and I want to say, did you guys want to burn the body on the gloam, or did you want to just leave it for now?
I would drop a torch just to be in the safe side.
So yeah, it just lights up, and you guys leave the bodies to burn, and you guys continue the last few minutes to find that safe spot. And you find it's not doesn't look like it was a building, but there's some stones. Uh, give me an investigation check. I'll say Cameron. You're probably the best at it. Daniel, you could give me a nature check if you want, but for you, it'd probably be at disadvantage.
I got a 17.
Oh, Daniel's AFK. Um, so 17. Oh, you're back. Okay, if you want to give me, I think you have. Do you have nature trained?
Me? No, but I have survival.
I will give you nature at disadvantage if you want.
To do what exactly? I'm sorry.
Well, you guys, when you arrive at this location, I'm giving you a nature check to see if you can. Well, I don't want to say why. Then,
Oh,
yeah,
you're asking for a nature roll. That's fine. Okay.
yeah,
So
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Oh wow, that sir is a 4.
Okay, Cameron, you got a 17. You said.
Correct.
So when you arrive at this area, you remember passing by it before. It's a it's an odd grouping of stones. They aren't. It's
Good circle.
natural. Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't say.
It's an odd grouping of stones. A couple have fallen over. Um, you're not certain if it's possible it could have been natural, but you're not really certain. Pattern looks like it might have been deliberate at one point, but they have been here for a very long time. And but I said a few of the stones are either missing or they've fallen over. Uh, I know it's overgrown a bit, but it's still relatively a nice location. Like the stones are only about uh, 4 feet tall. But yeah, you get in there. It's nice and hidden, and you guys set up a camp. Now, I just want to check something here. You guys can take a short rest. I'm trying to remember if someone is unconscious. Does a short rest automatically bring them up?
No, 1d4 hours, and then you come back at 1 HP.
I've already rolled for that because I had a feeling that was the case. So you guys take a short rest, the three of you. After about an hour, you guys feel a little more rested. You can spend any hit dice. Fleric is still unconscious. What do you guys do?
You mean there?
Actually, John, give me a wisdom saving throw.
That will be a 22.
Fuck. Um, you have a strange dream. You're
Mhm.
walking by yourself. Um, maybe as a wolf. You're walking through. You're walking outdoors through a lush, vibrant. I don't know if forest is the right word. You haven't really seen anything quite this spectacular. The colors are nice and vibrant. Everything is like overgrown, and you're walking through, and you feel a connection with this place, and you see realize this looks like the area that you were going to take a rest in, that you were leading the group to. You can see the stones; they are all upright and all intact, and you are but you're by yourself here, although you can hear sounds coming from everywhere. Maybe a little laugh here and there and stuff, but you feel at peace here, like a connection to this place. What do you do?
I'm going to basically start investigating every stone. Not in the D&D search everything, more of trying to understand what this place is. What is going on?
The stones in that area there.
Mm-hmm. What I'm seeing.
So you go over, you sniff them, you look them over. Give me investigation check with advantage.
That is going to be a 13.
It's, I said, there is something odd about this place, but you can't seem to quite figure out. Like, it's not. You know, it's definitely not normal. It's almost like the Gloam. Since the Gloam happened, the real everything is just almost like it's duller and not as vibrant. But this place is totally opposite to that. But you're looking over, and they look like just overgrown stones. But there is something, I said, odd about them.
Okay.
And then you realize you're not alone. In the middle of the circle is hmm, is a creature with wolf-like features, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it small or is it?
Wolves are medium size.
Yeah, I said wolf-like features. But is this creature? Is it small? Like I'm asking you, if small or is it tall?
It'd probably be tall.
So let me just do a quick. See if I can find an image that isn't anime. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna go. Let's go with this one. Let's see if I add quality. Um, sure, I'm gonna go with this. It's hard to find something that you just popped into your head. It does look a little human-like, and I said this is the closest, as I said, closest picture I can get to it. Uh, and it's odd. You look. It looks like at first like she is wearing a pelt from a wolf, but then you realize that it's not a pelt; it is part of her, and she has. And we'll say her features are a little more wolf-like. I will say it's not a pelt. It's her features, even her face, are cross between a wolf and a humanoid, and she has these odd wings behind her as well. She's just sitting there, looking at you.
um, you know how dogs approach certain people almost in a submissive way? I'm gonna start going towards her, but I'm giving off signals of respect, I guess you would say.
Okay. Um, she doesn't seem to. Oh, now I find a perfect picture.
And throw it at us. There's never too much art.
Okay, let's go with this picture instead. It is a wolf, very wolf-like, and not the little one, the wolf with the odd-looking wings, just sitting there. And so you approach it almost or like submissively, and it smells oddly familiar. Doesn't say anything to you. You do anything else?
I'm gonna try to ask it what is this place?
A voice in your head um, a little sing-songy, sort of like melodic, but at the same time a little wolf-like, almost like a growl as well, mixed in, almost maybe like it's like two voices that are one, and it says Feywild.
Feywild. What do I know about the Feywild?
Well, give me an Arcana check.
I am quite not proficient. And Lark is not the sharpest tool in the shed. That is a 4.
You have never heard of the Feywild before. It's most people probably not heard about it.
I'm giving the dog equivalent of a Spock eyebrow.
Ortists might have heard of it, but most people have not.
Sorry, I don't understand what that is.
The voice in your head again says, "Beyond your world."
Oh,
But next to it,
next to it, beside your world. And he is totally baffled. Why did you bring me here?
we share a connection.
What is that?
You are my champion.
Okay. Then who are you?
Would you like to come up with a name?
I really don't even know of a name that would be appropriate for that creature.
I wasn't even planning it, so I have no clue. I didn't come up with one.
Luna.
Perfect. She said, the voice in your head says a name. It is totally unpronounceable. She looks at you, and then the name Luna. And she says, "Luna, you may call me Luna."
By the way, I do speak Sylvan. I don't know if that will change anything for you or not.
Well, that's what you are understanding. You don't know this language, Mechanically, yes, it's Sylvan.
Okay.
But Larrick does not know this language, yet he is understanding it.
That's what I figured.
The name, you don't know if you could pronounce that name. You know what? I'm gonna steal the name. Just because I'm gonna just say the name was Lunari. We'll do that. Stealing it from another D&D setting. You may call me Lunari.
Lunari is not what you're thinking. Lunatari is the Dragonlance goddess of the moon.
Fine, we'll go Lunatari.
I just wanted to say you didn't have to steal something. Okay. And with that, he says, "Why have you chosen me? I'm just a simple hunter."
Since the humans released the Gloam, we have lost our connection to your world.
Well, that's not good. Or is that good? I'm assuming you're having me here. I'm assuming that's a bad thing.
Your world is dying.
That's not good.
If your world dies, so does our world.
Ooh.
As vibrant as it looks, it will eventually fade away.
Ooh. Not good.
I needed someone to help me bridge a connection between our worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And you were chosen. You were given gifts beyond those of most men.
You're how I changed into a wolf?
Yes, you have been given the gifts.
Can you tell me any of the other stuff I can do? Because I'm kind of new at this.
She says, "This is the first time I've been able to communicate with you. This location you're at, it is called a fairy ring. It used to be a portal between our worlds.
Oh. Does it not work because it's all broken up now?
In part, magic is diminished, but it is mostly the gloam and its effect on your world.
Oh.
But
Okay.
with you being here and our connection growing stronger, I'm able to communicate with you.
Then how am I here? What is this place?
This is the Feywild. And with the connection between strongest at this location between our two worlds, I was able to bring your consciousness here
Okay.
as your body is healing.
Wait, what happened?
I do not know, but your body is badly injured.
Oh, that's not good.
I sense something, an animal, a corrupted animal attacked you. And perhaps that is why you, but then it's just like a residual on you, like a scent, but it is fading. Perhaps you were moved.
Oh.
And it is fortunate that you were brought to this location.
Yeah. I saw it on our journey and I thought that it would be a safe spot to camp.
Yes, you are drawn to areas such as this.
But if I would have known this was your place, I wouldn't have come and disturbed it.
This is just a connection between the two worlds. This is not mine.
Okay.
It is everyone's. but I need you to strengthen. It is not your time to go. I need you to get stronger as our connection grows stronger. And perhaps we might save our worlds. But it is just a start. Perhaps more of my kind can make these bonds and strengthen our two worlds. But that's not for now. Rest. And okay, so she says she gives you she explains to you what powers you have, what you may have one day when you're at full strength, and it's
What
all
great
making.
gifts you have given me.
She describes your shape shifting abilities, and as you grow stronger, you can turn into more powerful creatures. It's not limited to just, I'm going to say, more powerful wolves. As you said, you can shapeshift into a wolf. Perhaps one day you will be able to get strong enough to grow wings when you get flying at creatures. uh, and you have access to spells as well that can help you make things grow, uh, like nature type spells. And you talk with what seems like days, but you do not get tired. And she explains your powers, all of them, basically. But you know that you're not strong enough for all of them. But she explains obviously whatever
Okay.
your spells and shape shifting and stuff. Uh, we'll go back to the real world. The three of you, after an hour, you know that he's he's really hurt. And after an hour, he may not. He's stable, so you know it's going to take a few hours. Fleric, you know, you've seen people fall in combat before. You you know he's just going to take might take him a few more hours. He was badly injured. So what are the three of you going to do while you're waiting for him to wake up? You look at him. He looks oddly at peace, lying there,
Well, that's a good sign.
and the moonstone around his neck is actually glowing, which I think you guys may or may not have seen it. You may not have seen it. He usually hides it, but it is glowing right now.
I wanna touch it, see what happens.
Um, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I got a 13.
Okay. You're unconscious. So, Fleric and Alistair, you see Joseph reach out and touch the stone that's glowing around Fleric's neck, and he gets like an unseen force hits him, and he falls unconscious on the ground.
What just happened, Orderist?
Is there any sort of roll I can make to try and figure that out?
You can give me an Arcana check.
Okay. 15 plus 19 in total.
You think that whatever that stone is doing, it's Joseph made connection with it of some kind, and it just it knocked him out. You can examine him. You think he'll be fine, but you're not entirely certain without knowing more about it. But you think he's fine. He seems like he's just unconscious. His eyes are moving, like rapid eye movement, and actually, so are so you get a better look. So are Larrick's eyes. They're moving, like in our terms of REM sleep.
Right.
So rapid eye movement. Now we're gonna head over back to the Feywild, where uh, Larrick and Lunatari are talking, which seems like it's been days. And you see a faint form of Joseph appear. The so Joseph, you come in. You everything is a little faint, but you can see. You think you're in the same spot, but it looks different. Everything's not as bright, as vibrant as Lyric is seeing, but you're seeing everything through like a haze, and you think you see. How big was it again, John?
Um, it stands about the size of what a normal wolf would be, maybe a little bigger.
So you look and you see Fleric. Actually, you see two wolves that both turn to look at you. One of them has. It's hard to tell. Maybe wings. You can't really see. You're almost like you're underwater, looking at this.
And then you notice that the other wolf has Larik's moonstone pendant on.
And yes, it is glowing.
Yeah,
Jose.
I think Joseph will start like pinching himself just to make sure this is not a dream.
Oh, it is a dream, but you're not waking up. And Lunatari's voice appears in your hair, Lyric. Says, "Is this a friend of yours?"
I guess he's always getting into all sorts of trouble. I guess he's trying to even follow me here.
Connection is really strong, and with that moonstone of yours that I gifted you. So when after you got attacked, you found this, or was
That
it?
that's what I figured.
Yeah. Um, it is strong that others might be able to come by. You be mindful of that in the future. It's fine that he is here if he is your friend, but be mindful of that for others. Do not let that get into the wrong hands.
I'm sure. And he also says, and at least this will prove that I'm not completely crazy if he remembers us.
Lunatari laughs. uh, so Joseph, the wolf, one of the wolves, which has like maybe wings or something, walks over to you. You seem a little. It's like in water. You're moving a lot slower. It reaches out, touches you with its paw, and you wake up. So Joseph, yeah, you wake up, and yeah, the two of you see him waking up, sputtering, uh, almost like you were underwater, and there is no water there, but almost like you were underwater and breathing it in. So you cough a bit.
Yeah, he would probably just start like wiping his face real quick and just go like, "What the hell was that?"
Uh,
Anyone want to ask anything? You saw him touch it, go unconscious, and then uh, maybe 5 minutes later, he comes sputtering awake.
Yeah, I would absolutely ask him what happened.
Very
See,
weird.
what?
And I saw 2 wolves. One had wings.
Like
Perhaps.
a dream?
Like what?
Like a dream?
Yeah, but this room felt really, really real.
Well, do you feel okay?
Yeah, I feel better now that I'm not in there.
Jose, did you basically what's going to happen? You feel all your wounds have healed. At the end of this, all of you are going to have. Uh, okay, hold on. Did you use your hit dice, Jose, to heal after the short rest?
Yeah, then.
Are you at full health?
Nope.
You are at full health now. Uh, and do the three of you want to do anything for the next, say, next few more hours while you're resting?
I won't do anything in particular. I'll probably just be jotting notes in my notebook.
Absolutely shouldn't be touching anything of his.
Yeah,
Maybe
we'll definitely just wait for him to wake up.
All right, John, is there anything else you wanted to ask or any questions you have? Oh, you there? Okay, we'll take about 10-minute break. It's about 10 to 11, so back about 11.
sounds good.
All right.
Thank you, everyone who's who may be watching this now or in the future. And yeah, I said thank you. Yeah, and we're just taking a short break, and we'll see you in a bit. Okay, everyone. I think we're gonna just cut the session short. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us and you watching this. And we'll just do some outros. If anyone wants to plug any channels or say anything, we'll start off with John.
Hi, I'm John. Sorry for the slight disruption, and it was a fun game. Let's see what trippy stuff happens next week.
Thank you, John. Daniel.
Yep, my name is Dan. Thanks for running, Paul. And from obscurity, I arrived, and hence I shall return.
And Cameron.
I just want to say thanks for the session, Paul.
All right, Jose. Now that you're back, we're just gonna do outros. So just gonna cut the session short. So you're up if there's any channels you want to plug or anything you want to say.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, we're gonna do, well, there's two of you now. I thought one was bad enough. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, if you want to do an outro, we're just gonna end early. So if there's any channels you want to plug or anything you want to say.
I gotcha. Alright, so in Jose, I'm playing Joseph the Thief, and my YouTube channel's D26. And yeah, thank you for running the game. That was very trippy.
Well, thank you, and thanks everyone for watching.